Hey fam, hope you're all doing well. We have a full moon tomorrow. Don't know when this is going to upload. Might upload like on the day of the full moon or like the next day. Not too sure. But the full moon is in Western astrology in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is a sign of, for me, it means expansion. It's very moving beyond limitations and restrictions. Fire sign as well. So yeah, we'll do a collective message. So the beginning of this video will be just a general message for everyone, what the energies are, and then we'll get into a pick a card for messages or moon messages or whatever wants to come up. Just editing Nins, interrupting this to say that there won't be a pick a card in this video, as you probably will see from the title and everything, but I couldn't be bothered like cutting that out. Yeah, no pick a card for this. I think that this message was long enough, but we do have a pick a card loading already recorded that will go up next week. So yeah, let's pick some cards. Let's use these actually. I thank you for this time to read for everyone. I ask that you guide me through this reading for full moon energies and that the messages come out clearly. What messages do you have for us, the collective, in the light of this full moon? Messages. Oh, we have Tangaroa, water card, my water card, and then Sekhmet, Ra, Sun, Sekhmet. Oh, excuse me. If you are unfamiliar, is the ancient Egyptian Kemetic divinity of change, of transmutation, of healing, and Tangaroa is the Māori atua of the sea. So we have sea energies and also like fire, sun, and like lioness energy here. Sekhmet is quite so-called like always masculine, and I'm not talking about gender, just that energy. And I think Tangaroa is also for me personally, Tangaroa, when I think of the maramataka, like the moon phase and cycles connected to Tangaroa, you know, those like if you follow the maramataka, like those few days, so like 4 days I think, and those days are very like, for me, very fertile, reminders to stay conscious of the water, to connect with friends and family, that kind of energy. So that might be significant for everyone. I also heard cleansing, so there might be some cleansing that's happening for us during this full moon. But yeah, there's encouragement here for us to stay close to water. I always encourage water ritual when any water cards come up. So either you want to go for a swim, I don't know what the maramataka actually is, or if it's a good time to, oh, what am I talking about? It will be Rakonui tomorrow. Hold on a sec, let me just change this frequency because I'm so over ads, eh? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know if Rakonui, like full moon, is a good time for fishing, but I'm like looking at these fish. And so maybe if you're someone that likes to fish, that might be something for you. I don't really know anything about fishing, so yeah. And then I'm thinking of the eel as well, and that being kaitiaki, or being a guardian. So just for us personally, calling on our personal guardians. You might be for your own culture as well, and your own peoples. You might have like water gods and spirits that you are connected to as well. So I really encourage connecting to your own ones as well. But if you're in Aotearoa, this might be something specific for you. And then Sekhmet. Yeah, I'm seeing and hearing that a lot of us are going to be going through like there's like a collective like refreshing as well of our spirits, and some of us I'm seeing it's important for us to harmonize between that fluid, watery, abundant, like the abundance attached to water, harmonize between that in our lives and this like fiery energy. So for example, if you're feeling like you're a bit too fluid and you need, or like too in your emotions, or even I'm hearing absorbing other people's emotions, I'm hearing that go into your Sekhmet energy, or just go into more of a protection mode. I also see source like filtering out like any toxins within us as well. So maybe also even within our bodies, like staying hydrated looks like it's important. Collective energies present for the full moon for us. Excuse me. Collective energies. Okay, we have, I break free from toxic masculinity. I do not conform to outdated societal beliefs, ways of being. I am not restricted. So maybe this is an affirmation for us at this time. And that's so fitting for Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is like, doesn't like to be restricted, probably isn't, I wouldn't say doesn't like authority, but like if things are getting like suppressing, like I'm a Sagittarius moon, so emotionally, if I feel restricted or if I feel like I can't move, I hate it so much. Yeah, so this might be something for us to affirm over ourselves. And I'm also seeing collectively, like we're being called to break free from outdated societal beliefs. You know, I'm even thinking of like the wider systems of that aim to oppress us, even like silly shit within the government, you know, those kinds of things. What things are not feeding us, you know, collectively, and how can we come together? Because for me, Tangaroa also represents coming together and nourishing ourselves together. How can we come together and do that and also enter into like protection, to transmute the pain, the collective pain, and make that, ground that into our communities, ground that into change and healing for each other, you know. I'm just seeing like a vision of us sharing food, feeding each other, like that's really intimate. Like I'm seeing us like feeding each other and eating from the same fruit and stuff like that, or food. Obviously not literally, but yeah, and that's very intimate. Like for me, if I'm actually literally imagining someone feeding me, I'd probably feel uncomfortable. But I feel like source is maybe wanting us to tap into collectively together within our communities, within our family dynamics, you know, into another level of intimacy and healing together. So maybe it's a good time for us to individually reflect on how we can do that, and then take the steps forward together to do that as well. And yeah, I break free from toxic masculinity. Like, I guess there are some strong I mean, we all know what that is and what that looks like within systems and the constructs around us. And so, yeah, I feel like Source wants us to identify individually how we could be like feeding into that sometimes as well, where in our own lives I'm seeing like some of us talking to ourselves in certain ways. You know, the conditioning, it gets to all of us, even like with needing to work so hard, like that kind of mentality. I'm also hearing like pushing yourself to the limit, to the point where you burn out every time, or knowing that you're meant to stop to fill up your cup. And I'm actually hearing as well, like, it doesn't matter if you're doing it for a good cause. If you're doing it for a good cause, but you're pushing yourself to burnout or to your max limit every time, I'm seeing Source say that that's unhealthy. So if you know that that's you and you don't know how to stop before you just kind of plummet, then you have another lesson to learn when it comes to this conditioning. You're approaching the mahi or the work that you're doing is still in a toxic and unhealthy way. And so Source is wanting to pull some of us up on that and think about how we can reapproach the ways in which we are seeking to have that nourishment within community. You know, it's not like the things that we're doing are negative, but if we're going about it in a negative way, it's kind of counteractive. And then I'm also being led to the last line. I'm not restricted. So some of us could be feeling restricted, or not realizing how we restrict ourselves when it comes to our own potential, what we can achieve within our own lives, our own families, I'm hearing like ancestral lines as well. Don't restrict yourself in how you feel you can go about things, or your ideas. Yeah, I just heard like limiting beliefs. You know, there's a reason why these systems and structures want to limit us. It's so they can keep us intact, keep us operating in these little boxes, whereas we're not really meant to be doing that. You know, Tangaroa is free, you know, and goes as deep as who fucking knows how deep the sea goes. So yeah, and then I'm also getting this vision of Sekhmet. I've spoken about this story a million times, so go Google it if you want to find out more. But Sekhmet transmutes, or Ra, the sun, helps Sekhmet transmute a lot of the world's rage, that Sekhmet is carrying, because Sekhmet and Ra can see that there's a whole lot of shit going on in the earth that is like not good, which is, you know, a very timely message right now. But running around rampant is also not helpful, is what I'm seeing. So do something with your anger, transmute it, because anger on its own, you know, it's okay to feel it, but it really doesn't do anything unless you transmute it into whatever you need to transmute it into. Tarot. Use the Aotearoa deck, Mara Tarot. If you're tired, fam, take some rest. Some mindful numbers, some form of guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective, the Sagittarius, new moon. What guidance and affirmations you have? We have, okay, we have Irid, the sun, reversed. A canoe does not know who the leader is when it turns over. Everyone gets wet. That's so buzzy because it literally fell out by Tangaroa. And then we have Abi Lokan. The mind was born, Page of Swords, Page of Spades. Not to know is bad, to not wish to know is worse. And then Imulara, emotion, Ace of Cups, Ace of Hearts. Man, know thyself. With Ipunu, decision, 2 of Wands, wisdom outweighs strength at the base of the deck. Okay, so I just sat here and was looking at these cards when I was looking at this, like, and it looked like a little waka, a little canoe, like it says in here, going over the water. And then as I said, it says a canoe does not know who the leader is. When it turns over, everyone gets wet. And I'm brought back to these, and I was brought to leaders, like how systems and leadership has failed us, you know. And so I was thinking of, or I was told, like, we obviously have positive leaders within community and amongst us and stuff like that, but the higher ups, I guess Source was telling me that we don't have positive, or that many positive leaders in the higher ups. For some reason, I was also brought to flooding as well. So I know that with the seasons changing and us going into colder climates, if you're in Aotearoa and other places as well where it's getting colder, if you've experienced flooding where you were at, like last winter, just be mindful, because not trying to be like Debbie Downer, but you know, I like to read the messages how they are, and for me, I'm a medium, so I just, if there's warnings, there's warnings. There will be flooding, so yeah, do what you know that you need to do. I don't know if you need to move, or if you had flooding last time where you were at. Yeah, just do what you need to do, because there will probably be flooding again. What else? And for those of us that are feeling not so positive, gather around community. The Tangaroa card is giving me like 10 of Cups in the tarot as well, like healing within community, healing with family, friends, like that kind of thing. But those that actually enrich your spirit, not just like, say, randoms. Be around people that are warm. You know, if you're feeling depressed, because our sun reversed, Ire reversed, can mean like feeling depressed, feeling negative, feeling low, low energy, low motivation, low confidence. I'm seeing it's really important for you to talk about it first. And it's better, I'm being drawn back to this card, which says not to know is bad, to not wish to know is worse. This is also like a bit of a, I don't know if I'd say warning, but just a message for someone. Literally that it's better for you to know than to not know and be caught off guard. Do not ignore, I'm hearing like don't ignore the signs of something. I heard symptoms too. So if you're getting certain symptoms, could be in your body, could be with anything, fam. You're just noticing something, message, it could be like in the way that someone's acting or what you're a part of, anything like. whatever you're noticing come up within yourself, others around you in your environments, it's better to, and it might not be positive, it's better to know than not to know. Like, don't go into that like ignorance is bliss energy, because ignorance really is not bliss. That's just an illusion. Some of us may be around other people that are depressed or low. So if you can, speak love over them, speak warmth over them, speak healing over them. If you're having conversation with them, just say like, it doesn't have to be like so intense, but you can just say like really light things to encourage. Because I feel like, not just with this moon, but I feel like as this moon is activated, we're going into a new season, and I feel like autumn and winter can be hard, you know. I was talking about on my personal page like seasonal depression, but I even see it in the cards as beyond that. Like, I see it as like beyond seasonal depression, but people going through some times that are really hard because, I don't know, like the price of things and the struggle and like mental health and stuff. And like sometimes you are going through things, but you don't even have the resources or the funds to support yourself, you know. So it's a really, or I'm seeing an important message for us is to support one another together, even if it's like online, fam. Because this card can be represented by online. Social media, you know, how can you use your social media? I always talk about this, you know, how can you use your social media to spread some positivity when there's so much hecticness going on? Okay, anyway. Imulora, emotion, man, know thyself. And then with these two, breaking free from toxic masculinity and emotion, Ace of Cups. I feel like with this moon, Source is really wanting us to fill ourselves up, and but in the way of like getting to know ourselves. Ace of Cups, Ace of Hearts, what fills your cup, like what fills your heart up, you know, beyond the things that you feel like you should be doing, how you feel like you should be acting, you know, what really fills your cup up. And then once you've filled your cup up, how can you share that with others? Some of us need to make a choice, and it's going to require a lot of wisdom, or even collectively we might have like, some of us might have a decision of like which route to take. I'm hearing like left or right. I don't usually like deliver messages like this, but where is your stance when it comes to, I don't know if I would say society, or if I even have like the proper language to like to say what I'm seeing or feeling, but I feel like Source is wanting us to think about where our stance is when it comes to the world, the earth, community, how things are playing out. Because I just heard complacency, so some of us may be moving a little bit complacent. No, choose your position, choose where you stand when it comes to the things that are happening in the world, how you feel about the earth. Like, I feel like Source is saying it's not actually a time for us to be complacent. It doesn't mean you need to be, again, running around rampant or outraged. I mean, you can be, but fair enough. And it doesn't have to be like overtly political. Like, everything kind of ends up being, but it doesn't have to be. But I just feel like sources saying, beyond like just thinking about politics, sources saying for us to choose where we stand. This could even resonate in regards to a personal decision. Yeah, and I'm seeing as well, fam, like, again, like the other cards in here, Two of Swords, the Tower, and the Lovers. There's so much choice. And the Two of Wands at the base of the deck. Like, some of us are in a place of indecision. I'm seeing and hearing that our indecision reflects. So if you don't know where you stand when it comes to the ways in which we care and treat the earth, where you stand within community rights and all of that stuff like that, it's going to reflect in your personal life as well. And being clear about where you stand doesn't mean you have to go and shout it. It just means that you know that in your heart. You fill your own cup accordingly, and then you share it, is what I'm seeing. I'm also seeing for us to break free from like toxic systems and masculinity through sharing love. Hope that makes sense. Also, like our perception of love, I feel like, is changing, or we're being called to explore. I just heard the ways in which we love ourselves and love others, stepping out of our comfort zone. But it's because of this lack of positivity, or this sun energy being in reversed, that we are actually able to see this and note this. So Source is saying it's important for us to be grateful for the negative times, the times that don't feel so warm, because those are the things that are actually teaching us, giving us fresh ideas, bringing us new insights. I also heard dreams, codes. Some of us might be dreaming things as well, or our dreams, the things we see, our vision for the future, for ourselves, for our whānau, for our family. If you're someone that is indecisive and comfortably stays in indecision, or like I heard self-sabotage, you know, some people can be like, oh, I don't know, because they don't want to feel uncomfortable or challenged. This card says what is inflated too much will break into fragments. And so that's a warning for your, you know, if you want to stay in that indecision, I just see that Source is going to break that structure down. Also, what is inflated, like what is, I'm also hearing inflamed, like isn't working, isn't set on a stable foundation, is going to fall at this time. And I'm not seeing that just in personal, I'm seeing that collectively. And I think we can kind of see that these structures are not working because they're not stable. Also, I see collectively a lot of like our ego will be falling. Maybe in the ways in which we're thinking and speaking and stuff. Yeah, I feel like some of us are going to be forced to make a choice. To choose our hearts, to choose what we love. Personally speaking, if this is about like a relationship you're in, or experiencing, let me just say, I feel like there's a lot of, or the way, you might not even be in a relationship, like romantically. It could just be like how you relate to other people in general. So we'll just read it as that. Relating to other people collectively, we might also be challenged to really move out of our ego in the way in which we think and speak and view each other. I feel like some of us, romantically speaking, if you're in a relationship or you've been with someone, like experiencing a relationship with someone where you've been indecisive, you're going to be put in a position to have to make a choice because your indecision is not positive. You can't have your cake and eat it too, is what I'm hearing. Also hearing that it's not fair on the other person if you're the one that's like staying in that indecisive energy. So make a choice as you're moving forward. Break down. Also in any relationships that are being refreshed, I see like any toxic or unhealthy ways of being, like interacting with each other, are going to be broken down. I see like if you keep going back to the same cycles in love and how you relate to other people, Source will continue to break it down. Keep doing the tower, giving you a tower moment. This thing, breaking it into fragments because it's too inflated, until you come to a point of being more so in harmony. This Ibiye is the Lover's card in the tarot, and the traditional Lover's card is like the two beings or entities at harmony with one another, the shadow and the light, right? And so I feel like that's what Source is wanting us to step into, and I'm seeing preparing us for more, is that harmony within ourselves, our light and shadow, whatever, masculine and feminine, whatever you see it as, you know, just being in harmony with all the different parts of ourselves, so that we know ourselves well, know what fills us up. We aren't afraid to move out of restrictions and limitations with our own lives, ourselves, and with others. Sometimes I'm hearing sometimes this indecision is caused by fear. Yeah, self-sabotage is coming up a lot. Let's pull 3 more cards. What other guidance and information do you have for us, the collective, this full moon? We've got Egbe team, 3 of Pentacles. When the threads unite, they can tie the lion. Yes, exactly. This is bringing me to the Sekhmet card as well, with the lion on here. Well, I just had a flash. Like, do you all remember that? I don't know if you all have ever seen it. I don't know if it was like a famous, I haven't thought about this in ages, like a well-known, like, famous illustration. It's taken me back to my childhood, and I think I used to be quite obsessed with this image for some reason. But it was like, was it a book of images? I don't know. But it was like all these little people tying up a giant. And I just remember like a drawing or a painting of it. Does anyone, like, if you know about this, comment it down below, because I'd love to know what it is. But I just had like a full-on like flashback to my childhood and looking at this image, and I would see it repeatedly. So it was in something that I had, like a book or something like that. But yeah, like all these little people, and they had tied up this massive giant, like beast or whatever. And I'm seeing that as these systems, these the toxic masculinity or whatever, the things, the outdated, expired societal beliefs and ways of conditioning, wherever and whatever it may be in. I'm seeing us like unite together and tie this shit up and pull it down, because that's what they did. They like plotted together, they tied up this beast, and this beast fell like the tower. That's a really beautiful vision, fam. Like, that source letting us know that the work and the collaboration that we do together collectively, as we work together, we can actually bring these systems down. That's really beautiful encouragement. Yeah, and there's King of Love at the base of the deck. And that's like the having the most open heart, or working together out of love. What the eye has seen, the heart never forgets. This is really making me think of like the things we're seeing right now in the world going on, you know, the things that are breaking our hearts as well within society, within our families, within our community, whatever it may be. We may be working together, Six of Hearts. We may be working together with people we've known for quite a while as well. You'll be called to work with people that are like our soulmates or whatever. People that resonate with our heart and our soul, that we have a past with. It's also just general encouragement for the individual. Keep your heart open. Move out of self-restriction when it comes to like relationships, love, intimacy. You might be someone that thinks that you're like not gonna find someone or something, like especially particularly romantically. That's not true. There could be someone you actually know that wants to collaborate with you in this way. But generally, keep your heart open, open to collaborating with other people. I also want to talk a little about Igbe. Igbe in Ifa, which is the Yoruba Nigerian entity. Igbe can mean like your heavenly mates. So your team that is not here, your team that is in the unseen realms. So call on your ancestors, your guides, or whatever, those in the unseen realms, those of love, light, high frequency, truth, justice, and peace, to work with you when it comes to anything that you're working on, to draw you to the right people within community, that you can actually share, like that vision I had of us sharing fruit and food and drink together and feeding each other, again, that you can actually have that intimacy with. Because even for me personally, that level of intimacy, like not even outside of a romantic level, and not even like literally, but having that intimacy with people kind of makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. So that means that I have some work to do too, you know. Also, I'm being drawn back to this Two of Swords. If you throw a stone above your head, it will only come back down and hit your head. So some of us aren't aiming in the right direction when it comes to like what we're working on. How we want to grow. Not aiming in the right direction, or not aiming far enough. What other guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective? What other guidance and affirmations you have for us, the collective, in light of this full moon? Or friendship. There we go. There's that confirmation. 3-3. it says, in good times, friends know you, in bad times, you know them. So yeah, our friends right now, our bonds, I feel like, are deepening. We also have Ijoye Aye, Prince of Earth, Jack of Pentacles. He, with his own knowledge, knows how to eat from it. Again, that vision of eating. Prepare now for the solutions of tomorrow. So yeah, reflection. I see us coming together in teams to reflect on what we can do, how we can prepare for what we want to create, what we want to, structures we want to build within community. This is the slowest moving card in the tarot, but it is, I heard, the most substantial. It will sustain itself. Slowness is not a negative thing, especially with everything going on at the moment. I guess some of us might want things to happen quickly because we want the change. But I'm seeing that things that are happening slowly are not necessarily negative. Actually, it creates a stronger foundation, a surer foundation. So don't be discouraged by the speed of things. Oh, okay. This Three of Pentacles card actually just fell out on the floor, which for me is always a symbol of what is being released. And then it came reversed. And so that says, I bore disrespect when a naked person promises you cloth, beware. Firstly, I see that some of us will be releasing like not wanting to work with others and being more open to just that collaborative energy in general, and emotions and mind and creativity and work and interpersonal relationships and community. It's important for us to release that lack of collaboration. I also see that if there are people around or in if there are people around that don't want to work with you or are not working with you in terms of don't have that collaborative spirit, like disrespect or disrespecting you, let them go. They're only making you feel negative. They're only putting you in two minds, even about yourself. I also heard limiting your reach. So anyone at this time or any environment, like place, group of people, what space, you know. I also am hearing these could be places where people are labeling them as safe spaces, but they're actually not. So move away from those energies. Let me pull one more then, since that fell out on the floor. Yeah, and move into these spaces as well might just be about money. So be mindful of like places that show themselves as safe spaces, but the leaders or the people that are orchestrating things are just caring about money. This is also a warning for all of us. When we are collaborating, when we are doing things, make sure that our focus, the forefront of the things that we are doing is our heart, you know, not our pentacles. I mean, money isn't a bad thing. We need money, we need resources as well, but don't collaborate with people that are just thinking about resources and you like purely, you know. It's different if it's a cause to like help uplift people so they can like survive. That's completely different. I mean like people that just don't give a fuck about the heart space. I think you guys know what I mean. Also, when a naked person promises you cloth, beware. So also just be mindful, fam, at this time of people that don't even have what they say that they have. Yeah, it's important to look at people's character. Okay. Also, don't be promising other people things that you don't have either. Okay. One more card, please, for the collective. One more card for the collective. 3 more. Asheu. Asheu. When the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. Yeah, so some of us might be entering into like new phases. It's okay for us to take risks as well. Collectively, like, I feel like after all the stuff that I have said, there is this new phase that a fresh phase that we're entering into, of love, sharing together, knowing our individual and collective worth, and being balanced or being in harmony in ourselves and with each other, and also in our communication as well. So maybe that's something that we are all working on. And then the other ones that fell out were Oba-Aye, King of Earth, King of Pentacles, well-timed silence is the most commanding expression, and Idije, 7 of Wands, 7 of Fire, contest. The rabbit that dances in the tree must look down to see how many open mouths lie in wait. There's a few messages here. Personally, individually, protect your projects, protect your finances as well. And when I'm saying protect your finances, I actually mean that in like a very practical way. So if there's something that you like, I can't really think of what that is right now, but if there's something that you practically need to do to like protect your finances, do that. It's important for us to stay grounded and connected to earth and nature and stuff like that, to protect our own energies from also just being tired, feeling defeated. This is very particular for someone, but there might be someone that's in competition with you for the position that you have. So if you like, for example, like work somewhere in particular, someone might be eyeing your job or your position and want that. So protect yourself how you can. Yeah, it's important for us to collectively know who our family is at this time, and just because we have people around us that seem similar doesn't necessarily mean that they're our family. So just be mindful of that. It does look like it's important for us to move out of like any over contemplation, emotional blocks, and move into a space of hope. Stay in that energy of hope and having faith that like the things that we actually want to build and see, we can actually do that, you know. Even if it's you just like fantasizing about those things, fantasizing about the change you want to see. Even if you need to take a break or make some sacrifices to be more in that energy of hope, do so. Some of you'll need to wake up earlier. It's the next day. I forgot to end the reading properly, but yeah, I will leave that reading there. I hope that resonates with you all and gives you some things to chew on. Yeah, like, share, subscribe if you feel called to. share anything down in the comments, your thoughts, your heart, your reflections. I feel like it's not only beneficial like to share for yourself and to share with me, but also for others to read and to chew on. If you have any reflections, if you're wanting a personal reading, everything is down in the description, or a spiritual service if you're in Tamaki Makaurau, if you're in Aotearoa, that's all in the description, and also on our Instagram. What else was I going to say? Yeah, and if you'd also like to exchange a little deeper with me, feel free to offer us a donation. That's also in the description. But yeah, happy full moon, fam. Sending you heaps of love, and see you in the next reading.